In this video, I want to talk about two concepts and which I call local environmental well-being and local environmental sustainability, and they exist in relation to each other. And local environmental well-being, it pertains to this integration of the self and the surroundings, so situated self, as well as that concept of local too. So what's directly in the environment, often the physical and cognitive environment that's surrounding us. So the surroundings operates in relation to the self in conscious awareness. So there's a periphery, and that's the surroundings, and that has the consciousness self model within it, which is tends to be process based, right? And then when you have these mind body environment constituents, mind body environment constituencies, that's when we get local, right? That's when we have that local aspect too. And that's in relation to these perceptual, the self process, that consciousness self model process. They're in relation. They're not the exact same. They influence each other. They're in relation and they can form associations. And these impact our well being directly. And so local environmental well being, it comes with you. It's present with you. It's not exactly like, say, your home, though when you're there at your home, and if you're staying at your home and you're residing there, that then it's part of your local environmental well-being. But when you're at the park, it's there too with you, particularly, and what you're perceiving in your local environment and well-being. And but it's not. It doesn't necessarily impact another individual's self and their self model, because the local environmental well-being pertains particularly to yourself, and you it's in relation to particularly the mind, body, and environment, that constituency, those connections, those links, and their reciprocal links and associations. You can think, for example, of the mind and the body and the environment as being one entity, and you can think of the mind as an environment, or the body as an environment, and being inseparable from that, or the mind as body, or the body as mind, and the environment as mind, or the environment as body too. And oftentimes you can think of often like emotions and behavior, they tend to be more of this, they have a mind element that's primarily body and environment, where things like perception, though there's also an environment and a body component to it, primarily originates in mind, body, environment constituencies there. And so local environmental well-being has to do with establishing these healthy relations, as well as meaningful processes between the mind, body, environment constituents and mind, body, environment constituencies. So when we gain or develop an awareness of our self within our surroundings and what we're in relation to, so when we develop a good understanding of various situated aspects of ourselves, situated meaning, situated information, situated components, and situated knowns, when we form these alignments and we develop a good understanding of what supports our well-being, we can in turn support local environmental sustainability, which impacts our surroundings, not just the self within surroundings, but the self in relation to the surroundings and local too. And we can develop various repertoires in relation to the local environment that can allow us to, for example, engage in more of these perception, motivation, emotion, feeling, action, and behavior constituents and constituencies. So we can form pairs and associations, reciprocal associations between those two that can draw on as resources that allow us to act adaptively within our local surroundings and environment, and which support our well-being in turn. So, for example, if you go out to the, you know, maybe you're going out to, you go outside for a walk, and you see, I don't know, maybe a wild lettuce too. So you pick up some wild lettuce, and then you go home and you clean off that wild lettuce, and you search it up online, and then you find out that there's tons of nutritional properties. It's great to eat, and uh, actually consuming that lettuce supports your local environmental well-being. And maybe next time when you go out for a walk, you might be more receptive to looking for uh, wild lettuce or what else is out there that's just kind of easier to access. Or now you don't even have to even be consciously aware of that. Once you've engaged in that, sometimes that's enough to lay that track work that will open you up more to these things in your surroundings, and you'll be less, also oftentimes less judgmental of other people who just are walking around and see something and then go interact, pick it up, and kind of just because it's just there. It's just like, do I really want this to go to waste, or what is this? And that's a meaning process they're engaging in. When you engage in more of these meaning processes, and when also too, when they tend to be beneficial, they develop more of these. They support more of that psychological well-being and develop more of this psychological infrastructure within yourself. And that also goes a long way to support psychological sustainability too, because you develop more of these perceptions, motivations, emotions, feelings, behaviors, and actions, as well as reasoning, philosophies that can accompany these perceptions and cumulative experiences that have a deeper psychological aspect to them. And it's not just perceptions; it's perceptions, motivations, cognitions, emotions, feelings, reasoning, philosophies, as well as actions. And again, they support your well-being often directly, as well as indirectly, and ultimately your psychological sustainability, uh, which benefits benefits you and can lead to more of these self-actualization tendencies that allow us to move closer towards self-actualization and human flourishing. So that's all I wanted to say about that. So bye. Have a good one.